Ladies and gentlemen, my name is In the Game Kaya, and welcome to ITGK Survives the ARK Day by Day, as I show you me struggling to pick up my otter from underneath of the bed. So we only have a few days left to day 100, and if I'm going to get serious about potentially finishing the island, because there's a chance that we can potentially finish the island, Gamma level, Ascension, in under 100 days, because the Gamma Dragon shouldn't be an issue. We have the stuff to do Gamma Megapithecus. Technically, we've done it already. So the only question would be the Tech Cave. And it's like, okay, so obviously there are a couple of things that we need to do. We need to finish grinding out the Rexes and the saddles. And I need to make sure that I run the Cave of the Strong, because I have the Artifact of the Immune. I ran that cave once already. So technically I don't need that. The only artifact that I need is the Cave of the Strong. So we're doing that in this video. If I can get it done in a reasonable amount of time and come back with an artifact, then I should be able to do Alpha Dragon with the Rexes. And if I can get Alpha Dragon done, then I can do Gamma Ascension. So that's what we're going to try and do in this video, is run the Cave of the Strong to see if I can get the Artifact of the Strong so that we can run Gamma Dragon and do the Gamma Ascension. That's the plan for this video. So if you end up liking the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and ring the bell to be notified when future episodes of this and my other series go up. Now let's get into it by starting with a metal run. I also decided to make myself a shovel so that I could go and collect that Mastercraft treasure map. You know, hey, it better be worth it. I mean, I had to kill one whole Onyx for this thing, right? So, let's make the most of it. So yeah, I went out and I gathered some materials, and I made myself a shovel, and I went after the treasure. Also, you'll notice in the top left corner, the day counter looks a little bit different now, and it's there all the time. A couple of things. First of all, in this video, I forget to advance from day 92 to 93, so this is going to say day 92 for 2 days. It should be accurate after that. Number two, this was a placeholder version of the graphic. I hadn't quite finished the final version yet. So it'll look different next video again, and then it should look like that going forward, at least for a while. But yeah, so I also made myself a sweet vegetable cake, and I am going to need so much more honey, especially if I decide to not use my Rex army to fight the Beta or the Alpha Dragon. I need sweet vegetable cakes to feed to my Therazinos, or if I maybe take something else in there, it might be a herbivore as well. And I've heard about sweet vegetable cakes because they offer a healing boost to anything that eats them. It's like, hey, this is important. So I went and I made one, and it just made one. And I don't have a whole lot of honey, and I need honey for some of my kibble. And it's like, oh man, I need so much more honey too. And honey generates so stinking slowly, dude. So stinking slowly. I would need like 10 honey hives in order to make the vegetable cakes. Everything else, not an issue. Don't care. I need honey. So that's going to take me forever and a day. And then on top of that, it needs to have the time to generate all of that honey. Plus, I need rare flowers to feed all those hives. Yeah, that's going to be quite the ordeal. 12 wants to go on a walk. "13 wants to go on a walk. I also spent time grinding imprints and levels on my Rex army and on a Uteranus and a Deodon, which you can see here from some of the footage that I took. And the whole thing about this is that I ended up drilling a hole in my floor because babies were hatching into the foundations, and so I couldn't do the whole level grinding method, so I had to rip out the floorboards and let them hatch on solid earth so that I could then kill them and harvest the experience from them. So later, we end up with a hole in the floor right here where I'm hatching eggs, just so that we can do that. I also bred up a group of Thylas, and these are how I plan on clearing the Cave of the Strong. what I'm going to do is go in with a pack of Thylas, a couple with really good saddles that are mate boosting each other and leveled up, and then some extra ones to just kind of help lift the load a little bit as we go through this extremely dangerous cave, and hopefully that's enough to get me through to the end of this cave. I need to do this cave. Alright, plenty of silica pearls now. On my way back home, I do still need to make another metal run. Honestly, 2 metal runs. I need to get some more hide going yet. So close to making the last of those saddles. Getting Megapithecus done, not an issue. It's dragon that's going to be interesting. I just realized I didn't update my day count to day 93. I played all of day 92 and all of day 93, so we are now day 94. I didn't realize just how much hard work it would be raising up a boss army. Collect a bunch of eggs, raise up a Rex, make sure it's fully imprinted, hatch the eggs in front of the Rex, kill all the babies, then level it. And I've been trying to level it up with 25,000 health and then all the rest pumped into melee. Hopefully that's good enough. I'm sure it'll probably be good enough for Megapithecus. If I use Rexes for the dragon, I have no idea. Can't tell you. Never done it before. Honestly, I haven't done the Alpha Megapithecus either. I'm just hoping that this is good enough. And then you have to leave them out and let them heal up, or cryo them and let them heal in a cryo. And I'm doing this with not just Rexes. I did it with a Yudi, a Deodon, and a group of Thylas. And even though I am going in to do the Cave of the Strong with Thylas, I decided to leave Massive Thyla, the cave running Thyla that I use. I decided to leave that behind because, honestly, I'm afraid that I'm not going to make it out alive. So I don't want to lose my nice Thyla. I'm still going to give it a good shot, but I don't want to lose the Thyla that's got all the levels in it, that is exactly the way that I like it, that I've run caves on so many times. So Massive Thyla is staying behind, but I am taking the nice saddle that I have, the nice Thylacoleo saddle. So off I go to the Cave of the Strong with my Thylas in tow, ready for anything that the cave can throw at me. I park my bird in the opening. I uncryo my Thylas within the cave. I could have bred them in here to stick to my previously assigned role, but let's be honest, if I can breed the Thyla and walk it through the whole cave, I would just leave them in here if they wouldn't fall through the mesh. So this was just easier. I walk them into the cave. We get ready. We fight a pack, and a whole bunch of things die, and I have to... Yeah, this did not go well. I had to pick everything up, and I had to leave again. So yeah, first attempt, well, I didn't die, at least. I lost a couple Thylas. We will do better, though. I can do better than this. I just needed to have a proper plan, do some research and see what the cave's like, and then come in actually a little bit more ready. So I spent the day grinding up materials and getting myself ready for yet another cave run. What was I going to need? For one, a whole bunch of grappling hooks, because you're going to need to hang over dangerous creatures that want to nibble on your ankles while you're dangling from the ceiling. You're going to need to move quickly through areas and around corners. And you're going to need all kinds of extreme maneuverability within an enclosed space. That means grappling hooks. I needed as many shotgun shells as I could get my hands on, and a spare shotgun. Thankfully, I have one of those. And I needed to make sure that I had a decent set of armor, probably even 2 sets of armor, and the Thylas saddled, leveled, healed, and ready to go back in. This time, only a pair of Thylas to take back into the cave. And this time we were going to take it very slowly, very carefully, moving through the cave with finesse and grace. And ultimately that means just, killing one batch of creatures at a time, stopping, healing up for minutes on end, and then turning around the next corner, and then fighting another batch of creatures, and then healing again, and then examining around corners, grappling up to the ceiling to hang, poking my face down around corners and presenting myself as a tasty treat to any carnivores in the cave, coming back, hanging from the ceiling and continuing to shoot, using rocket launchers to blast my way through the cave. I actually had a reason to use that rocket launcher I got out of a drop. Now I built these rockets, and I can blast Perlovia out of the ground so I don't get jumped, which is beautiful. People recommended grenades, and I was like, wait, I have a rocket launcher. Let's make rocket-propelled grenades. If you ask me, based on where I'm at in the game and what I have easy access to, it was arguably even just cheaper or roughly equal in cost to make the rocket-propelled grenades. Not that bad, actually. I was surprised. But yeah, so RPGs, couple of shotguns, plenty of armor, and just extreme levels of patience and taking your time, and lots of panicking. Panicking is always good. It always helps. Ask anybody who panics. They can tell you. Panicking always helps. And then eventually, finally, after a couple of hours real world time, and I spent some of that time in speed up, I made it to the end of the cave. It was so slow and methodical, and it was like, okay, we finally made it. There's the artifact. And I go and I get the artifact, and I just, that moment when I saw it and I realized it was done, just, ugh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Can you feel it? Can you taste it? Sweet victory, that's what we've achieved. Now I can allow a sweeter release. That's victory.
I tried to fight my way out of the cave because I had been in the cave for so long. Things had respawned behind me. And so I was going to have just as much trouble getting out as I did going in. And it was already such a war of attrition to go in. I didn't have the resources to properly fight my way back out of the cave. So eventually it got to the point where the Thylas are taking a beating because I'm not able to properly start engagements and fights. And I have to kind of send them in so that Perlovia don't jump me. And because of this, it's taking so much of a beating that it's like, okay, the only way I'm going to get out of this is if I cryo them up and then try and grapple my way out of the cave. And I knew I was only going to have one shot to get my stuff back, so I brought in an extra Thyla that I had and an extra saddle, uncryoed it in the cave, and the only way I was going to be able to get it back was to make an emergency run back to my bag somehow. So, I didn't make it. I lost my stuff in the cave trying to get out, and then also went back in, tried to save it, and I couldn't get through. Even if I had gotten past that first Perlovia, there are Perlovia all over that cave, and I was not prepared to handle them. Honestly, running in like that was just a Hail Mary. So, the 100 days thing is shot. I mean, if I had not shortened the length of the day, it would be, you know, a good solid day, I don't know, 65, 70 right now. And I'd be well on my way to beating Gamma Tek Cave before day 100. No pressure. I wouldn't have rushed it. But I like the shorter days. Plus, it's easy to record days in whole chunks. So I'll record an entire day, at least an entire day in one sitting. If I start one day, I like to get it finished if I can. And it's a lot easier to finish it if you just know that each hour is one day. So if you have another hour, you have time to do another day. It's just convenient. I like it that way. Honestly, the day count is completely arbitrary. I'm pretty sure more than one actual day passed while I was in the cave. But now there's no pressure. Now there's no, you know, can I get it done before X? So, because I would imagine I'll have Alpha Tek Cave done before day 200. So, I don't think there's any other worthwhile goals, really. in terms of days. Even then, day 200 is so far off. I'll reevaluate. I like to set goals for myself. So where does that leave us? The grinding of the boss army for Beta Megapithecus is almost done. I still need to go back into the Cave of the Immune at some point. And then that will just leave the Cave of the Strong. Plus, I need another otter again. The next time I go into the Cave of the Strong, I will be ready. I'm going to need to make another metal run. I got to make up some ammo again. This reminds me of that time I lost everything to a Rhinognatha. Boy, that sucked. The cave is still swirling through my head. How on earth am I going to beat that? I guess I had a decent enough strategy. I just rushed it. Maybe next time I take 4 Thylas in instead of just 2. So, the question is, where do we go from here? Well, I am going to have to run that cave again. That's pretty much obvious at this point. I mean, I didn't get any of those artifacts. I can't run the dragon without at least one artifact of the strong. So, I am going to have to go back in that cave at some point and redeem myself. And this time I'll come in even more prepared. I have some ideas. And hopefully we'll be ready. You know, I won't know until we go in, but hopefully we'll be ready. In the meantime, next episode is Beta Megapithecus. I will be doing Beta Megapithecus and maybe even Alpha Megapithecus before I do Gamma Dragon at this point, it seems. If that's how it must be, then that's how it must be. But I just can't... There are a lot of rocks here. I just can't keep putting it off, and there's no 100 days threshold where it's like, I can do at least Gamma, and maybe I can rush to get the Tech Cave done. Because let's be honest, I was going to be... If I wasn't prepared to go to the Cave of the Strong, I was going to be woefully underprepared for the Tech Cave. That would have been an embarrassment. Gamma Tek Cave, and I wouldn't have even passed the Gamma. Can't do that. I'm also realizing, like, Gamma Dragon is just flat too easy. It's too hard to get to for how easy the boss fight is. That's probably a subjective opinion, but still. So, yes, I will be doing the Megapithecus, at least Beta. I might try and do Alpha, but I am so far behind on Alpha Tribute that there would be several ARK days of just me going around farming tributes. So that would certainly take a while. It looks like spinal sales are going to take some time. Everything else I don't think is too much of an issue. Megalania Toxin would be a little difficult, but I could just, run the caves again. It's not like I haven't done that before. So yeah, Beta Megapithecus in the next episode. Even if it takes me 15, 20 hours, which it would be 15 to 20 ARK days. I'll get it done. And this time, now that there's no time pressure, I missed my target day. All the pressure's off. If I do something, I'm gonna do it right. Need to make a lot of gunpowder, might as well. All right. So that's going to do it. I'm not sure exactly if it is day 97 or not, but it's probably more like day 98 or even 99. I'm not going to bother updating the day count because I spent a lot of time in the Cave of the Strong and fast forward. But so I'm not sure if I can determine exactly how long. I guess I could count the jingles, because there's a jingle for a unique jingle for morning, noon, and nightfall. Are there 4 or are there 3? You'd think I would know that. Anyways, thank you for watching this episode of Day by Day. If you want to be notified when future episodes of this or my other series come out, please remember to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified. And if you like the video, leave a like and don't forget to comment and tell me how I did and what I can do to improve. If you have any questions or other thoughts, leave them down there too. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.